to see you. It's good to be you. And I'm glad we got to spend some time with each other. I like the sound it makes, but it goes out of tune really quick. Sometimes you just gotta chase away the demons, you know what I mean? You gotta kick them out of town. This isn't my guitar. It's very true. That's very true. Go. Reminds me of a sewer route that we used to take from school back home after we got out of class, and we would just go down there and skate and surf and stuff and hang out in the sewers. And then this one time, they must have released the dam or something, because holy golly gosh darn dang, we were sitting there having fun, and then all of a sudden this water came out of nowhere. And it really freaked us out. And so we got the heck out of there, and we rode the wave on our skateboards and surfboards and stuff on the way out of like the sewers. And I mean, it was crazy. We looked like a bunch of weirdos, but it worked out, and we made it home safely. And I think that's all. I think that's the moral of the story, everybody. Just, if you're gonna do stupid shit, just get home safely at least, you know. Don't let all of your spark plugs diminish. It's like the people that can be blackout drunk and just stumbling backwards, walking all the way home for miles. I know from experience. But this is a song I wrote about eating food. I like to eat food, it's good for me and you. I really love you, you look like food. You look like food, I'm gonna eat you someday, my dear friend. Let's play Nintendo and then I'll eat you. Let's play Nintendo and then I'll eat you. You look like food. It's based on a true story. That was a long time ago, though, when we didn't have supermarkets or fast food. The fast food back then was on 2 feet, and you had to catch it as fast as you could because time's running out. And the more you eat, the fresher your brain feels. I mean, just huh? Pick up the sweater in the sewer. I did. Yes, I took it off of a dead man in the sewer. A dead man that I killed. Yeah, I killed him, and then I took these glasses off of, I guess maybe his wife or something right next to him, and I got the shoes from the kids. Yeah, I let the kids go, but they were on surfboards anyways. They were out of there before we were. We were fighting for our lives. It was a very, very, very awesome day. Very awesome. What's that? Did you maybe pick the sweater up in the sewer? Did you already say that, or did I already read that? Or both? Let's see. Good tone on that guitar. Yeah, it's an old Ibanez. I've had it since I was 30. I've had it for 15 years now. 15 years. Going on 16, I guess, now. I'm a Scorpio. That's why I wear the sweater. The sewer sweater. Because it smells nice, gosh darn dang, get off my back about it. I'm lonely. I'm so goddamn lonely. I hate it all. Get off my back. Give me back my soul. I'm so lonely, baby. Baby, you know I love you, but I'm so golly gosh darn dang lonely. I could sink a battleship with one move, baby. Baby, let me sink into to I like guitar. I like guitar. I like drawing on wall drawing, fun. If you get away with it, even better. I got caught. I moved to Portland in March of 2007 the first time, and I got caught doing like some crappy drawing on a wall. I was really drunk, and I went for a long walk in this area. I didn't even know where I was, and it was somewhere downtown. And I was just like, I had spray cans, and I was like spraying up the walls and stuff. And then I had headphones in like an idiot, so I wasn't paying attention to what was around me. And then I looked down the block, and there's like 4 people out there, and I realized they're talking to me, and I take out my headphones. I'm like, what? and they said, "This is our building. What the hell are you doing? You're spray painting on the side of our building. What the fuck?" Like yelling at me and stuff. And I was like, "Oh shit!" So I packed up my stuff and I walked right by them for some reason instead of walking the opposite way. But I walked up to them and I was like, "Hey, what's up?" And because I was just wasted, and oh my god. And then yeah, they were already on the phone with the cops. I went around the corner and I ditched my spray cans and I went up the hill and like all of a sudden 7 cop cars are there, just like surrounding me and I know now that it was the Southwest. Yeah, because it was just south of Burnside, over the 405 or whatever. And yeah, it was in the Southwest, but like right near Burnside. and and all these freaking cops like surrounded me, and when it comes to the police, I'm just like whatever, cool. I'm caught. There's no point in lying. You just make it worse. And so I'm just like kind of took responsibility, but I didn't even remember where I did it, or I didn't know where. Still didn't know where I was at the time. I just knew that I lived south of where we were, up in the hills, and then this one cop kid, like he was like, God, I was 27, so he was probably like he said he was like 22 or something like that. He's like, man, what are you doing out here? And I was like, to be honest, dude, I was just spraying stupid faces on the walls because everybody's putting their name down. I wanted to do like a face. And he's like, he's like, the cop, I'm 22 years old, dude. You're 27. You're out here doing this stuff, He made a point in saying that it was pretty dangerous just because I didn't even know where I was. I could have been in a really bad situation, but I was taking that risk. That was part of the risk. No risk, no reward. And so I had a camera in my backpack too, and one of the cops was like, "Should we look on your camera, like to see what you were filming all this time, and then we're gonna find anything incriminating?" And I said, "No," even though right before I left, I talked about how I was gonna go out and spray paint, and I showed my cans and everything on film. I probably still have that tape. And I was so drunk that I woke up the next day and I thought that it was all a dream. I thought that I convinced myself that it didn't even happen, and then that just in case because I was so hungover, the next day I used my friend's car and I went looking for where this thing even was, because the cop said he wouldn't run me through the system if he went back the next day and it was painted over. And so I was like, hell yeah, okay, I'll go paint over it instead of going to court and all that stuff. And yeah, the next month when I went in, I wasn't in the system because I covered it up the next day. I had to go and like talk to the owner of the building and talk to these ladies who didn't even know what I was talking about at first. But I was like, I spray painted something on the side of your building last night and I need to cover it up. Who do I talk to about that? And they're like, oh, that's Roger. We'll get him on the phone for you. It was just like some random building in Portland. And it was embarrassing as hell because I got interrupted. So like when I saw the face, it was utterly embarrassing because it was just like a deformed happy face at that point. But in my mind, the night before, I was doing some kind of Picasso thing. I came back the next day and it just looked like vomit, like awful, awful. And I was happy to paint over it. I was not proud of it. But months later, I remember making up for it. I got markers, like big fat markers, and there was this power box just right off the 405 where I lived, and there was this hole in the fence that I had been scoping out for quite a while, and that led right to it. And one night, over the course of I think it was like one night probably, but I snuck down there and didn't have headphones that time. But every time a car came, I would like run into the bushes and hide. But I would just ran out and did this like really big drawing on the side of that thing, and it was there for about 3 weeks. But I don't know. I don't know. I'm telling that story. I have the utmost respect for those cats, man. Like the graffiti artists. I love walking around Portland and just anywhere really, and seeing that somebody like, because other people are just see like what they're gonna see, I guess, but I am walking up to something and it's on a trestle or something, and I'm like, how the hell did it get under there? He like risked his life to do that. What the hell? Like if he fell, he'd be dead. Like, kudos to you, brother or sister. Like god dang. Like the balls it takes to do some of that to do some of that work and to make it look so good. I've always loved graffiti ever since I was first. I don't know. I'm trying to think back to like what was some of the first like graffiti stuff I saw, but it was in movies and music and that kind of. There's all this. We are the products of such cool ass people. We are influenced by. We have been, anyways, influenced by pretty freaking cool people. And I think it's pretty neat. Sorry if I'm talking so much. Oh my gosh, there's these lights on me. I can. Hey, Teeth. Let's see. May. Oh, hey, May. I found that sweater. The weird thing is, I could have sworn last summer I flushed it down the toilet. But today I found what appears to be a spitting image. It's a nice sweater. And it is definitely sweater weather. You're sorry I have not been on. You have not been on for so long. It's been a bit. But you're welcome anytime. Oh, my, it's been a bit. You're welcome anytime. My, it's been a bit, oh yeah, but it's been a long time. You're welcome all the time. That's how the West was won, and how the rest begun. You can look that up in any book. On page 3, it'll tell you. Any book, pick it up, and you'll find the answer on page 3. At least that's what my brother used to tell me, and I believed him. Unfortunately, that didn't work so well for him, but I have high hopes. I think it's gonna be okay. Can't wait. You got a cat? Where's my water? Son of a ow. You got a cat. How about that? What's your cat's name? Does anybody want some food? This thing went out of tune so quick. You named your cat Asteroid? That's awesome. That's a great name. There's like a lot of different like variations of nicknames that you can pull off of that as well. You know what I mean? How you can have like different there can be plays on that like Asteroid like hey Asti, or Ast or Asteroid. I had this I had written out a song about that earlier too, and it was called Asteroid Jones, and it was based on a book about a girl. Oh yeah, see, named Asteroid, who actually was a freaking cat. So I guess it's weird how this all kind of ties together. Wait, which came first, the chicken or the cat? I'm not. I'm not sure. Maybe the egg. It's crazy. It is crazy. But congratulations, it's a girl. It's a girl. Hmm? You would tell me if there was somebody behind me, right? You would. You would warn me, right? What is? What is that sound? Oh my gosh. Anyways, hope everybody's doing well tonight. Getting ready for a show this Saturday, which is the day after tomorrow for me. I have some viewers that are already living in Friday, so you gotta forgive me. Viewers and friends alike. They come from all different parts of the earth, and that's how I like it. Perspectives, my eyes and ears, and other things like that. We kind of bounce off each other. We learn from each other. We get cats and we talk about it. This is what we do. Yeah, that's what I like to think. Oh, ow. I wish. Oh, my back was 45 years younger. Of course, then I would be a baby, and I would have a very small back, and if I did that instantly, the proportions wouldn't be right, and that would hurt probably. It would hurt to be the size because essentially I would be the size of a baby with legs and arms and head that were just normal sized, and that'd be kind of gross. I don't. I don't want to think about that. Not yet. Not yet. So, next time you're out there and you're playing golf with your friends or shredding paper in the dark, which is something I really like to do sometimes. Just remember where have you been? Where have you been? You left like 3 hours ago. You're supposed to be back like 3 hours ago. What the hell? I mean, the store is right up the block. It's on the corner. What the hell? Where have you been? You've been gone for 17 days. That's what I would say. And it's important to call these things out. And if people don't stick to the plan, I don't know what happens, but judging by my laugh, it's not fun. You're right. It's not pretty. Not yet. So I just want to get that out ahead of time, just in case, just as a disclaimer. Yeah, no. I got these glasses off of a dead man in the alley. I think it was the person's cousin from the sewer. I've had a heck of a day. It's been haggard. It's been pretty haggard. I'm not gonna lie. But it's okay. It's just fine. I'm up here and I'm writing songs, talking about stuff, thinking, shrinking, and dinking. So, this is a poem that I wrote about 140 years ago. Yes, I'm old. In the darkness of the light, I find you, home and bright with colors, and meadows with deer balancing off of the grand piano built inside of your heart. We specify what you think is the best thing to do besides loving yourself first. Bastard, 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 faster, faster, faster. Get over it. Get on with it. Bash, boom, bang. The end. There's a lot more than that, but you catch the you catch the drift. I read the last few sentences. So. Is you say what now? You're opening or headlining your show? Well, the whole night is sort of it's kind of gross, but it's like my show. It's my show. I'm nervous actually. I don't really rehearse for shows anymore, so I just like gather. I just say, okay, here's 10 songs, and I just try to pull them off as best I can. When you're by yourself, and plus I've played so many freaking like things. It's I should be excited, and I will be. It'll be exciting, but if there's a lot of people, I might be really self-conscious, and not that will stop me from. I think the main thing I'm nervous about is just playing music because I haven't played music in front of people in a while now. So, but it'll be cool. One of the reasons why it's like kind of like just me is because I did a mural in that place, a really big mural, and we're doing like they just opened the bar too, so we're doing like a sort of like unveiling of the mural to the public or something, and I'm gonna I have a bunch of art behind the camera and ready to load up tomorrow, and I'm just gonna go in there, and so when people walk in, they're just walking into my brain, into my little world. And there's gonna be art for them to look at. I don't know what else yet. I don't know. I get kind of self-conscious and nervous when it comes to things like this too. But that's also why I take so much comfort in different identities and stuff, and wearing different hats, and because it's helped me in certain ways just get over certain anxieties with other people, because it's all about improv. Life is just like you're just improvising your way through life, and if you can get like a little vibe down, little, because it does feel like theater sometimes, live, it's all theater, and it's fun to kind of just be a jester sometimes, and that's how you also can keep the demons at bay. Not Michael Bay, the director, but just that expression. You keep them away at bay, like hold them back and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. All right. Hey, Aaron. Is it your rock friend being mean to you? I will kick his butt. I don't have any problem to do it. Well, my rock thing. My rock. Is it your rock friend? What instantly comes to mind is the Thing from Fantastic Four. My rock friend. My friend that's made out of rocks. I have a lot of rock friends. Not to toot my own horn, but I know some very cool people where I've had the chance to. Music and art has allowed me many chances to meet people, and back in the day when when I told you that story about the graffiti and stuff, that was when I used to drink, and I used to just get myself in all sorts of trouble. And yeah, I think I self-sabotaged a lot because I could have met cool people way back in the day too, but I would get too drunk and just get angry and scream at people and just leave the venue or something. I don't even remember what I would do because I was usually just blackout drunk by then. Because I would go to those things and be so filled with anxiety, I wouldn't know how to deal with it. So I would take whiskey or something, and drink and then quickly overdo it because I'm so nervous, thinking that it'll just make me confident and smart and intelligent to listen, or interesting, I guess would be a good word. But it didn't. It made me stupid, and I would get to a point where it's crazy. It's just like this wave that you have to just ride, and sometimes you're in it, and you just gotta ride the wave, and just try to get home as fast as you can, man. I would steal planes. I would steal choo-choo trains. I would drive choo-choos right off the cliff to get home. I'd be riding the train just all like a snake through the forest all the way to my house, to my cul-de-sac. It was the best summer of my life. I'm telling you that much right now. Lot. Aaron, he rocks. Don't be shy. He rocks, bud. Lot. Bagans. No, I'm not good, man. I'm pretty far from good, man. Ow. I just hit my tooth. Never been better. Is it obvious? I mean, I thought I was covering it up pretty well. But I am completely falling apart under here. I don't know if I like where I begin and where the dream ends, and if I even have a soul, and if I do, where does it go after I leave this already grapey, raisin-looking poor excuse for a little shell of a body. What the heck is going on around here? Why do my hands look like that? What in the world? There's 5 fingers on these things? What the hell? Where am I? Oh, I'm live. I was just kidding. That wasn't. People, just please just put the last 15 minutes out of your head. Completely. We can get to the good stuff later. But I just need you to do that really quick. I know, Therma. Jeez Louise, that's my water heater. I'm cracking the knock-knock jokes all night long. Mm-hmm. He knocks. No, I am good, actually. But I do need to get better. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I know. Yeah, I know. What? Oh, shit. I was trying to keep it PG. Third. Oh, okay, all right. Ooh. She's playing it rough tonight. She's in charge. I know, Therma. I know. Golly gosh darn dang. Yes. That song always puts her to sleep. Puts her right to sleep. Am I selling the guitar at the art show? Selling the guitar? I probably should. Yeah, I think I will. Or maybe I'll just rent it out. Yeah. Just rent it out. Oh. Hello, Recluse. Hope everybody's having a good night so far. Yeah. I'm glad we have another day to get ready. Our place is, well, I'll show you. Let's go on a little field trip, shall we? We're having a yard sale on Saturday. This is all my stuff that I'm getting rid of. I just want to try to get rid of everything I got. And then the garage just looks really big right now. So when I'm usually in here, I'm leaving this place in about 3 weeks or so, 4 weeks-ish. And this is, one of the first times our cars are parked outside, because that's why I don't use the whole. If we were to park outside, if I could have used more of the whole garage to film stuff, that would have been fun. But I was lucky to have what I had anyways. And then this has always been the space that I've made everything inside of, in this little side of the shop, of the garage. And I'm gonna miss it. It's really fun. But I've sort of evolved. When I moved to Portland, I would love to try to find people to make videos with me, or be in my videos at least, or plan some stuff. Some of them anyways. That looks like a Lilu wig. I've had that thing forever, and I'm just like, whoa, that looks like a Lilu wig. But yeah, I thought I'd just show off the garage. It's kind of cool. And this is where I draw. Hang clothes up. There's ground, like a ground right there. Like floor. Isn't that trippy? Some boots. They actually, and oddly enough, they are made for walking. Some kind of key keyboard, keyboard. Oh, keyboard. And there's Therma, my nemesis, my lover, my goddess, my everything. I remember when I first started filming in here, I was doing, I think it was The Matrix, and I recorded all this stuff, and I didn't even take into account the fact that she would come on and off. So when I was doing the editing for the different characters, the sound was all messed up, so I had to like overdub a lot of my. That just made my stuff look so much weirder. I look back at the first things I recorded out here, and it was just hurry, hurry, go, go, go. I just had so many ideas at once and just had to, for the sake of them not looking so great or being edited so great, they were just really fun to do. Anyways, but yeah, this has been my little spot. I'm leaving here November 15th. So yep, pretty much where the magic happens. I always called her Therma. Therma. I should do like I could do a sort of a I've thought about putting a lot of, because in my tablet that I used to film my Matrix parody and the Fight Club parody, you would see me sometimes in between takes, or I would do these different set designs and stuff, and you would see me do it, and sometimes I would keep that in there but just speed it up. I do these little time lapses, and it'd be fun to do like a bunch of those where I'm just like changing the sets and playing all these different characters. And in the early days, I was doing all sorts of weird characters. It was so much fun. There wasn't a dull moment. And not that I can't do that still. It's just that I when I was doing the videos, I sort of stopped drawing um, in the way that I normally do. And towards the end of last year, I got some commissions, which got my mind sort of refocused on art again, like making, illustrations. And so that took me away from doing more I was just kind of lazy too. I guess I was just lazy. But it's almost like it just turned off one style. For me, sometimes will turn off another thing that's going on, because I can't. It's just overload. Because I'm still doing all sorts of stuff and just going and going, but it's important to follow your instincts and pace yourself, I guess. Thumper, where are you? Why? I'm moving back because I love Portland. To be honest, I don't think there's another place on earth that even feels like home. But I honestly don't know why Portland feels like that. But it's got everything that I want, and and I'm hoping to play like more music, and I had a lot of good experiences there as far as that goes, music and art, and I was received very well. But where I live now, it's just sort of, I don't. I've been here a year and a half, a year and like 8 months or something, and I can't. I don't have. I just don't really have that many. I don't have that many friends, and it's been a it's I don't know, just been kind of an interesting time because I got to know myself quite a bit this last year and a half because of that, because I was just in my head a lot, and I would do everything by myself. And all these new experiences that I've been having, I did it all by myself. I didn't have anybody else there to even like walk it with me or whatever that I don't even know how to explain it, because it's not that I expect people to drop what they're doing for me or anything, but it was lonely too, very lonely, but rewarding. And a lot of that was just because of me too, because I'm not good at. I realized that too, that I'm not good at uh, meeting new people. I'm not good at that, except when you meet that like the right people. I guess it's probably like this for a lot of people, where it's you don't you'll meet somebody or many people that just they seem cool, they're nice enough or whatever, but you just don't really. Oh, I'll talk to you sometime. Oh yeah, but you never do, kind of thing. But for me, it's more so like those rare times when you meet somebody and you just don't even have to say anything and it just makes sense. And that's when I like do an information dump on them or something, because you feel like you met like a kindred spirit, and like an old friend when somebody like understands one of your jokes or something. Life life is full of those little moments where just when you think nobody understands, you meet somebody that just totally gets you, or you're reminded of someone that did that, you know, like a poet, or there's an old song written about it, or you hear a song on the radio even, and you're like, oh, that person felt the same way. You don't feel so alone. Why am I talking about this? What the heck is going on? I don't know you personally, but if that makes you happy, I fully want that for you. People read your energy across as a beacon of love and light and violence and fright. I made that last part up, but I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Recluse. I'm not great at meeting people either. I don't trust people enough to open myself to them. I always feel people have an agenda. Yeah, yeah. And that's the thing. It does kind of feel like that, and or just yeah, like there's a community of people, for example. It just doesn't any community, any group of people, right? And like all of them can be awesome as hell. The people that in the community, and they're welcoming and warm and you know gracious and all this kind of stuff and kind. Um, but then they're led by a psychopath, or somebody that or there's people within the community that are awful people and have done horrible things. And people in the community, some of them know it too, but they don't want to admit it because it would spoil the community, and everybody's lying about everything all the time. And everybody wants to kill you and eat you. That's my community, mother. That last part was. But it's true, like in any community, that's why I don't like following people, because you eventually end up following the wrong person. And that's why it's always important, if, to at least follow people that you trust, like you love and love you, that but also follow yourself, follow your heart, um, because following people blindly is ridiculous. And I hate like group thought like that, where people are just en masse just labeling entire groups of people this and that, and just anybody that looks like this is that, and stupid ass. It's like, Why would you want to go through life like that? I don't understand that. I just can't fathom that. Um, for anybody. And there's one in every freaking club too. Every freaking club. Some are worse than others, but they're in every freaking. Sure as there's assholes on elbows, there's one in every club. I'm telling you that much. Doesn't mean. I mean that's the thing though. It's like nobody promised me. You know, we all of us were promised a better future. You know, and what I expected out of that was, I'm talking about every politician says it when they're on the campaign trail and stuff like that, but nothing ever gets better. Nothing ever gets better, and every sort of conflict or whatever is you know within the government or whatever is sort of just looked over and not even like really noticed. There's so many like things going on, and it, it's it's amazing that we just do what we do. We just get up and we do act like everything's normal, act like this is all normal. And there's freaking dinosaurs out there now. There's dinosaurs running around. They freaking did it. I saw one the other day. I think it was a Stegosaurus, and it was running through the river where I was taking a shit in the river. I know, but still, big ass Stegosaurus comes by and sticks his tail in my ass, and it was just the worst time. It was the best summer of my life, but it was the worst day of the summer, I'll tell you that much. I don't want to talk about it anymore. Let's see. You saw there was a river running through it. A river, what is that movie called? A river runs through it. Actually, that's funny because in Jurassic Park 2, when they meet Sarah, Ian Malcolm's girlfriend or whatever, she's in the creek, which is sort of like a river, and there's Stegosauruses in that scene. There's a baby one, and then she nearly gets her ass killed by a tail by one of the parents. Yeah, parents. A parentosaurus. How would you even say that? A parrotosaurus. That sounds like a big ass parrot. A big ass parrot dinosaur. Man, the thing is too, when I go back to Portland, I know exactly where I'm moving. I'm moving back into my own bedroom that I lived in back when I was in 2003, or I'm sorry, 2023, and with my old roommates. And that's the cool thing too, where I know exactly where I'm going to be living, and I know that area, and it's pretty exciting for that reason. But I won't have this anymore. But I'm super grateful I had it while I had it. And man, like I was saying, I would like to, because Portland has a lot of theater, and there's a lot of film there, but also puppetry. It's a hot spot for puppeteers, which is kind of cool. And I don't know. I want to get a shop or something like that, or somewhere once I settle in. Try to find somewhere where I can build things and have people come over. I would just love to join a crew of people that did that or something, or I don't know. I'm just babbling, daydreaming. I was thinking it'd be fun to do improv, like join an improv group or something. I don't think I'd be any good at it though. Never trust anybody without a gut. I'll tell you that much. I don't even know. I don't even know how to spell the word instinct, but I think it's a D C and stuff. A few other letters and stuff here, right? Wait, one caught you end of the old river hall trail. That's awesome. Imagine what the change could do for your creativity going home. Like, yeah, it's and that's the thing, you know, you adapt. For when I lived there before, I kind of course, the big difference now is that I have a cat, so she's gonna be. I'm thinking more about her than me right now, because she's gonna her whole little cushy life is about to be uprooted. But she's going back home too. She's from Portland. I have a Portland kitty. I keep forgetting that. But she's a feisty little Portland kitty. But she's got it's a pretty big apartment, and she'll be able to run around in circles if she wanted to. The way that it's set up, there's like sort of like a wall in between the kitchen. But if you open all the doors, you know, she could literally just run around in circles. And good windows. It's an upstairs apartment, and you can see the city. It's on the east side, so we're on the other side of the river from downtown. But you can see the buildings like through one of our windows. I don't know. It's a really cool apartment, and the dudes there are really nice. And usually I don't even care after a few experiences I had. Where my roommates like did horrible things in the bathroom and just never cleaned up after themselves. It was nice to live with these dudes that I'm moving into again, because I went into the bathroom and like, what does the bathroom look like? Okay, all right, looks good in here. If you want to ever like learn if you can like live with somebody, go into their bathroom and see how their bathroom is. It's like my bathroom is like cleaner than the kitchen sometimes. It's like, god damn, I gotta puke in that toilet sometimes, you know? And there were times when I would be puking in my toilet, you know, when you get sick in general, but like, you know. And then I'd be thinking, oh god, I was like, thank you God that I cleaned this yesterday or something. Or that I just keep it clean and stuff. Nah, it'll be good. And the guys, like I said, are like really nice and chill. Musicians, they're musicians. They could probably be in some of my videos. I wouldn't be surprised if they did. Anyways, I'm really babbling now. 13 likes. I appreciate that, everybody. I'm babbling now. I'm babbling somehow. I'm babbling in front of you, and your goddamn cow. You're leaving, where are you going? You're going, where are you leaving to? Hip hip hooray, and everyone's gone, laughing inside your face, and out your back door, babe, oh, bye, 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 bye. You lock the door, I cannot get in again without the keys you gave me, darling. When I came home late the last time, you said you'd call the cops. Sorry about that. What the? Sorry about that, everybody. I wasn't expecting that. It's not that kind of a show. That's not a fart. That's just the chair. I'm sitting in. I promise you, if I'm farting, you'll be knowing about it. The first thing I'll tell you that. I like to catch my farts and put them in an envelope. Seal that envelope, preferably with one of them little moist pans instead of your tongue, because then you have to smell your own fart. But if you can capture your fart in there, and then they can get it about 3 days later, it's still in there. You just gotta let it out. You just gotta let it out. Dang it! You just gotta let it out. Let it out. It's really hard to say. Alright. Oh gosh. Everybody's sleeping. Oh. I have 76 disciples in the room sleeping around me right now. They look like little sleeping rabbits. My little rabbits, my little babies. My little rabbit. Okay, I better go. I appreciate you all a lot. It's good to see you, Recluse. Yeah. Oh, and that's one thing I did want to say was that I think I already said this, but artists, human beings in general, too, I guess, whatever, non-creatives, we all, you put us, anywhere in the world, and you just adapt. And I think that I could easily live in the country again, and live on acreage and be happy. I know I could, because I miss that kind of stuff. And hearing horses off in the distance and just hearing nothing. It was just wonderful. But yeah, I adapted very well to Portland, and it's just, it reminds me of like an old dive bar. When I was a drinker, I used to love dive bars. And yeah, so it's almost just a comfortable place for me. And I know I'm not like super savvy with everything there, but I know my way around pretty well. And it's cool living in a city, in a bigger city where there's just more for someone like me anyways. There's just more opportunity. That's what I felt like in this area. I couldn't like progress down here, or in this community that I'm in, or tried to be in, I guess. But again, I'm not saying it's like they don't do anything wrong. It's almost just that I'd rather be alone. I'd rather be alone because I just get more things done. When these groups just want to get together and just smell each other's farts and stuff, that's the thing I just can't stand. And I was just in my head right there. I was thinking about like art groups, like joining an art club sort of thing. The art club that's worth its salt out there is mine. I'll tell you that much. Dang it! See, I'm fluffled up now. I'm all fluffled. This is what happens when I start talking about art. Tarkin. This is what happens when I start Tarkin. It's a dangerous world out there. It really is. And that's why you've got to art yourself around, in a cart made of art. And just prove it. Yeah, prove to yourself. And you would also honor the ancient artists. Honor the artists that came before you. Sometimes, if you can't beat them, you gotta join them. That's all I'm trying to say. Does anybody know where I can get a haircut at 2:30 in the morning? That's all I'm trying to say. All right. I'm gonna go live still, but I'm just gonna be curled up in a ball over there by Therma, on the ground, crying myself to sleep. And that's what I do. It's not a big deal. But I promised I wouldn't stop the live performance tonight for anything. And even if it means it's to the detriment of my health, I'm gonna do it. But I gotta go get my jammies on. Okay. Did you hear that? Did you? Oh, it's the clock. The clock was ticking. Did you hear that? Holy wow. It's very quiet out here. Okay, everybody. Well, have a wonderful night. Thank you for the company. Be kind. Be kind to yourself. Be yourself. And don't take shit for an answer. All right? Don't take it for an answer. Just say no. Thank you, Recluse. Same for you. And yours. And everybody else. You know I love you, baby. Hey, Steven. Good night, Steven. I love you. I know, Steven. I know you, Steven. He's in one of my music videos. There are two, actually two. Maybe three. Those were, now talk about some of the best days of my life. Those were just, and then I couldn't wait to just run home and edit the footage together too, because it was just perfect. Absolutely perfect. The freaking Pamela video is pretty darn good. But anyways, yeah. Good night. Talk to you soon. Oi. And yeah, I love you. I love you. I love you all.